In this video, I'm going to show you how to make your own seam binding. So we're going to dye some seam binding, and we're also going to dye some cheesecloth. All of the stuff that I'm using here today will be linked below. Everything that you're going to need to do exactly what I'm doing here. We're going to start with our seam binding, and I'm going to be using some inks. So this is the ink I use all the time for all my paper crafts. I also have it in this form. Now you do not need this form. You can use it like this. I'm just going to show you that you can get this and you can use that. If you do not have a glass mat like I do, you can use this on parchment paper or wax paper. This is going to get messy, so you're going to need some gloves to protect the area around you. So I've got that on there, and then what I'm going to do is add some water. You can use a spray bottle or one of these. Now I found no difference between pre-rinsing these and not pre-rinsing them. I found no difference, so I'm not going to do that step. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wet this, because that's going to help it dye it properly and evenly. Let's just get this going here. And literally I'm just going to pop this in there and soak it up. Move it around. You can make it darker and lighter depending on how much ink you use. Get a good squeeze on it. Make sure everything is nicely covered. Just like so. And I think I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to squeeze that out. And I'm just going to put it off to the side. Now, since we're also doing cheesecloth, I'm going to do the exact same thing with my cheesecloth. Sometimes I pre-wet it, sometimes I don't. Whenever you pre-wet something, it just absorbs the ink or the color more evenly. Now, sometimes I don't want to do that. Sometimes I want it to be really kind of grungy. Okay. And then let's just take another piece. So that piece I did wet. This one I'm just going to put in. And if you start to lose color, just grab your ink, add some more, just add a dip of water and start mixing it up. But you see how that is getting much darker than this one. So then we're going to dry it. Now I do not like my seam binding really crinkly. I want it crinkly, but not super crinkly. So at this point, if you like it really, really crinkly, you can just let that ball up and let that dry. You could even put a little bit of a rubber band around it. I am not going to do that. I'm going to take my cheesecloth as well, and we're just going to hand dry it here. Dry this, and I'll be right back. There we go. It is all dry. And as you can see, it's very light colored. That's the white, and that's the dyed. So, and this is the cheesecloth. Here is the natural color. Now I'm going to leave my cheesecloth just the way it is. But let's just say, you know what, I want it darker. So I'm just going to cut out half of this. Now, because we've already dyed it, we don't have to do as much. Whoop. Add a little bit of water. And let's just go right in. You notice I didn't wet it. So it's going to absorb more of the color. So if you're not sure if you're doing it for the first time, just pre-wet them. But you see how it soaked it all up. But you see how we have a little bit of difference here? That's okay. I actually kind of like that. But you can totally just add a little bit more. Add that in. Okay. And then let's just try this one. Let me bring you back up. I'm not sure if they make these anymore. I really don't. This is very old, but it already has quite a bit of liquid in it. I am going to water that down just a bit because that's a little dark for me. And then I'm just going to, that's too dark. I'm just going to take a little bit over here and pop that in. Now, I did not wet this, so this is going to go really dark. So play around with it, have some fun, and experiment. Let's dry this and see where we are. You can see the big difference of doing it with just a little bit more, much darker, and look at the difference here. And I like both depending on the project that I'm doing. So let me show you my favorite thing to do is to mix this, and we can use this, okay, worn lipstick. If you don't have this, you can also use this. So let's use that. This is just what I get from Walmart. It's the pink. This is very, very concentrated, so I'm only going to use a little bit, but we're going to mix these two to get a really nice rose color. I'm going to give this a good shake, and I'm using like literally a drop. You do not need much, otherwise you're going to get a very, very vibrant, it's called super pink, and they're very, very super pink. I'm just going to use the end of my brush and just literally a drop. Okay, not much. I'm going to add a little bit of water, and then I'm also going to add now my vintage photo. I'm going to keep these separate because I don't want this to dye that. And now you could use a brush. You can use that. I just use my finger and I just start mixing it in. This is where it's just an experiment to see the colors that you get. So this, what I'm looking for is kind of like a dusty rose. Okay, so let's take some of this. Again, I'm going to wet this over here in my hand. I'm not going to get any dye on it yet, just wet it. And then I'm just going to pop that in. You can start to see, rub that in. Already that's a beautiful color. Let's drop in some more and do some cheesecloth. So I'm just going to drop, just dip into that, a little bit of water. Soaks it up pretty quick. Just squeeze the liquid around. It's a lot of fun doing this. All right, let's dry this. Now we have this beautiful baby pink. Now I actually want it a little darker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut in. Here, let me show you. There's the cheesecloth. I like this. It's very good color for me. So I'm going to put that aside. I want this a little more rustier, a little more darker. So I'm just going to cut it in half because I do like this. I'm going to keep this. So what I'm going to do is now just do it again. Because I want this a little darker, I'm going to go with that. If you're still not sure, wet this and then do it. You see how much darker that got? Some little spots did not take. That's okay. I'm fine with that. You could add more if you wanted more of a solid color. Let's dry this up. That's more of the dusty rose that I wanted. There's the first one. Okay, so you can see how you can really play with it. and find the style and the mixture that you like. So that is this and this together. If you don't have this and you have one of these, you could mix these two. So what we're going to do is I'm going to play with more colors. Now what I did was I took the Distress Ink Worn Lipstick, and it made this really pretty color. Very pretty. Very similar to this, but different. Depends on what your project needs. Okay. Then we used some Forest Moss, which is my favorite green. And we did this beautiful, looks like Forest Moss, cheesecloth and our seam binding. Beautiful color. Then I did this color. I don't use this color very often, but it's kind of nice. It's like a, like a grayish blue color. You could probably make this darker by using more. I would maybe, if I wanted this darker, I'd probably just do it again with just this color. This one here, I used peacock feathers and I added the brown, which automatically made green. So if you don't have a green, you can use the blue. If you wanted a brighter color, just use the peacock feathers. So basically, it's just all about experimenting with what you have. Now, if you don't have any of these, you can use tea bags. You can tea bag them. You can coffee stain them. You could also use food coloring. Just add some water and play around. Here's one example of how I use the cheesecloth. I just glued it underneath the word journal. Use the seam binding just like you would any kind of ribbon. Like, isn't that pretty? If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And I can't wait for you to experiment with this. This is just so much fun.